I turned on the White House briefing this afternoon, and Matthew McConaughey was at the mic. He just talked to the president, we're told. McConaughey's from Uvalde, Texas, where the school massacre happened. He and his wife, we're told, went back to meet for days with families right after that shooting. And today he told the stories of the third and fourth graders who died from the White House podium. He didn't talk like an actor or a partisan at all, but really like a father and a concerned native son about the gun violence crisis in this nation and how we might be able to tackle it. It was moving. It really felt important. He said, we start by making these lives matter. The lives of 19 little boys and girls who won't grow up to achieve their dreams because a gunman slaughtered them in their elementary school with an assault-style rifle. Matthew McConaughey seethed with emotion as he told the story of 10-year-old Maite Rodriguez. She loved nature, wanted to be a marine biologist one day, and wore quirky green shoes.
Maite wore green high-top Converse with a heart she had hand-drawn on the right toe because they represented her love of nature. Wore these every day. Green Converse with a heart on the right toe. These are the same green Converse on her feet that turned out to be the only clear evidence that could identify her after the shooting. How about that?
McConaughey made a powerful, impassioned appeal to Congress to finally, once and for all, after years of endless bloodshed and bitter partisanship, act and pass common sense gun laws on which most Americans can agree.
Responsible gun owners are fed up with the Second Amendment being abused and hijacked by some deranged individuals. These regulations are not a step back. They're a step forward for a civil society and the Second Amendment. Is this cure-all? Hell no. But people are hurting. Families are, parents are. Find a middle ground. The place where most of us Americans live anyway, especially on this issue. Because I promise you, America, you and me, we are not as divided as we are being told we are. We have a life preservation problem on our hands. Because we got a chance right now to reach for and to grasp a higher ground above our political affiliations. A chance to make a choice that does more than protect your party. A chance to make a choice that protects our country now and for the next generation.
Matthew McConaughey says he thinks we're in a window where it seems like real change can happen. But might it? I mean, we've heard it would after Sandy Hook and Vegas and Parkland and Pulse, countless others. And now the children and teachers of Uvalde, and calls for action. NBC's Ali Vitale covers the latest developments of the bipartisan negotiations that are happening now on Capitol Hill. Ali, where do they stand?
Well, Shep, you're right to point out all of these other moments of tragedy nationally that have lent to no change in the building that I'm standing in. But Senator Chris Murphy, the head Democrat leading these bipartisan negotiations, went to the White House today to update President Joe Biden on exactly where these negotiations stand. The parameters of them haven't necessarily changed a ton over the course of the last few weeks. They're still hinging on the same three or four policy items that include things like mental health and school safety, as well as red flag laws and background checks. But Murphy says that these talks are still ongoing. They're on no set of firm timeline, at least not right now. He says that compromise is still possible. Listen.
I'm encouraged by the discussions that we have had with Republicans over the course of the last week and a half. Every day we get closer to an agreement, not further away.
And look, every day that passes, Shep, we hear more from these negotiators on what's on the table. They do hope to have some details to present by the end of the week. But look, it comes against the backdrop of two key hearings that are happening, one today and one tomorrow, where lawmakers are going to hear from people who have been impacted by the recent spate of gun violence that we've seen both in Buffalo and in Uvalde. Tomorrow, the House Oversight Committee hears from Uvalde people who were impacted by the gun violence, including people who lost students in that tragedy. But today, the Senate heard from one of the men who was impacted by the Buffalo shooting. He lost his mother. This was his plea to lawmakers.
My mother's life mattered. My mother's life mattered. And your actions here today will tell us how much it matters to you. Thank you.
So, Shep, a lot of pressure for action here as lawmakers try to negotiate something that will pass, knowing all too well that we've been here before.